happening with this death kiss.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
get like the Arms of an Angel, like
Oh
queued up
no.
with some appropriately sad pet music.
Pet music?
Yeah, Sarah McLachlan. It's like really, she's probably good for at least 3 of her songs could fit here. Mad
Oh.
World would be fine.
Speaking of,
You're gonna need
speaking of
something to properly
pets,
score your sadness.
thinking of getting these guys. Oh,
Oh,
Little puppy.
Oh, they're so
Wow.
cute.
Wow.
I was just gonna get Florence, but Mike said he doesn't want to separate them since they're siblings. So it's a 50-50 if we get them or not.
Oh.
Still in
wow.
discussion. Then we'll have 3.
It's I mean, an extra dog is, it's not a lot, but also a lot.
An extra puppy is a lot.
A
An extra
puppy,
dog
yeah.
isn't necessarily.
A healer puppy. They're a little bit nippy. They're sweet, but
I'm hoping, like everybody says you shouldn't. Like when you get a second kid, the second kid's like the demon one. I'm hoping that the
Sleep it
next
if you get
one,
to.
however, does not act differently and acts how Baxter acted because he potty trained himself and everything as a puppy. I'm hoping that this one does this.
Invest in some good carpet cleaner, just a rug cleaner / floor cleaner ahead of time.
Well, I'm planning on if I do decide to get one or both, they're each gonna get their own. It's like doggy grass that gets delivered to the house,
Oh,
so it
sweet.
goes out on the patio. Because I don't know, they're too infrequent, and I'm not home during the day. So I was like, I could just get that, and they can walk outside. But he could teach them, right? Like that's what older dogs do, is they teach, right?
I mean, they
Kind of
will
depends on the dog.
they will model some of what is like appropriate based off of the older dog.
So
Better
yeah,
than just having 2 puppies.
this is just like a long stream of hope. Okay.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
very cute. I hope that whatever ends up being the best choice for you and your fam is what shakes out. Oh, they're
Yeah.
so
The
cute.
best choice is to not do this because
Yeah. Better stock up on that copium, my man.
the irresponsible choice is to buy all the dogs.
Well,
Yes.
good luck with your dog situation. Who would like to bring us all up to speed for a little bit of inspiration?
I'll take it. Ted, do you want it? You're muted.
No, go ahead.
Okay. We started by Ragnarok speaking with Umeli and kind of getting a bit of an idea of what she was aware of with the Children of the Dark Sire, which is to say she had very little idea. She was just out. She had been hoping to, at the Dread Lookout, find a correction, an undying army that did not need food or rest. Um, I don't think that there was much more taken from that conversation just because she didn't have a lot of information to give.
Yeah, she didn't really interact with that cult.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and Ragnarok came back and let us know that he had spoken with Umeli, and also let us know that his intentions, if we ever encounter any members of this cult, would just be to kill them as quickly as possible.
Mark them all.
Yeah, yeah. I think for the most part we were in like either complacent agreement of like his decision or just that like we were in agreement that that was the best decision, kind of ambiguous about that. um we packed up and we headed out. um Ragnarok acquired some bush wine, um and we spoke a little bit more about the situation in Maras, as far as we were able to kind of like make our judgments from where we are. And then the next day, we diverted slightly to help out a couple. I have their names, Harrow and Alden, on Bramblethorn Farm. They have recently had a few occasions of their livestock being drained of blood via parallel puncture wounds. Um, uh, we investigated their barn, which had a bit of a fear ward upon it, and had kept them out for some time. And found under the barn a tunnel into like a packed basement, a packed dirt basement, in which is a I don't think any of us have been able to identify the creature, but an abyssal form that has according to Firmament, only been defending itself and has been telling us to like that it wants us to leave, and that it was like left here by something, like abandoned or something. And so after some combat in the miscommunication, we are at a bit of a standstill, as Firm translates a little bit of what's going on, like what our alien has been trying to communicate with us, and that's where we are.
He's the goodest boy.
He was not.
Record scratch. Turns out. Very good, very good. Go ahead and take some inspiration. Thank you very much. Yes, we begin in the dirty, dank underbelly of this farm,
Ew.
where you are all post combat with just a cute little fleshy orb with tentacles that have little sucking mouths and spikes at the end of them that some of you had experienced. They drained some of your blood.
If you look
Um,
at it closely, if you picture Britney Spears when her hair was ripped out, giving you the side eye, that's what I see.
oh, Jesus
Fuck, you've
Christ.
turned me around on this guy. I have more pity than I did.
A deep cut, the deepest of cuts.
Holy fuck.
What the fuck? Firm is standing just below Britney Spears here, and as their form floats in the air, their tendrils kind of hanging under them like a jellyfish. Firm, its eye is on you, but you see it twitch and rotate in towards everyone else who is in visual range of it. You have just negotiated the standstill of combat at this moment. How would you like to proceed?
As a show of non-force, he would like to ask Ragnarok to take 5 steps back, like not out of the cave, but like over here. Just like 5 seats over there towards the wall. And then look at the I forgot his name because it was I did not
They
get
are
right.
unnamed.
Oh, okay. And then look at Britney Spears and say, I'm trying to get them to back away, so you're not too afraid or worried. But we are all still cautious. We do need to know what you're doing here.
I've found this place. It is safe. There is food. I have grown while here.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Little unsure of how to handle this. He's like, "Where did you come from? I know you found this place, but it looks like the tunnel was made for you. Like it's like a trap door built up there. Does somebody help you get in here?"
Um, you discovered like there was a pile of hay, right? That had, um, now in retrospect, very purposefully placed to cover broken boards that this creature would likely squeeze itself in to get down into this place.
Hmm.
Whether they did it or not, that's hard to determine, but very clearly, like they have found an entryway and then made a little hovel down here.
Well, with that, then using Firm's insight of like, it looked to be handmade, like the door at least. So it looked like this was probably pre-existent before this thing got here. Otherwise, this thing would need some explaining on like constructing secret passageways. But
Right.
Firm would like to like scan the room quickly to see if there's anything out of the blue aside from like the floating tentacle guy here.
You do a quick scan of the area in here. Um, there's some smaller carcasses that are like long, like either long desiccated or rotted, little bits of bone here and there. But this is simply just like dirt that's been like swept and packed away. It has literally dug itself into little holes, you know?
Oh, okay. And then for formalities, Fern would like to ask it its name while what's the word? Presenting himself as Firm,
Okay.
saying, "My name's Firm. What's your name?"
You introduce yourself. You'd still asked a question, so it is considering that. Um, uh, it says,
The, the Creator gave no name. I came from the north. I fled. He was angry. If I stayed, he would have killed me, so I ran. And I found this place, this paradise.
Mm, don't really know if it's paradise, but uh, and he'll like slowly take a step back. He's like, "Let me go talk to to my friends real quick. Please do not start attacking."
it just looks at you with the eye. You don't hear a response back from it.
He like comes over here and he's like, so it didn't. I mean, I don't know if it's from these people, but it said it came from the north. Like, it said its creator, it was running. It doesn't have a name, but he said if it would have stayed, it would have died. So it took off.
Uh, any shot of any of us being able to recognize this creature by appearances?
This specific creature would be difficult, but I would allow anybody who wishes to make an attempt. You can roll history or nature at disadvantage. Firm does not have the disadvantage.
Uh,
I mean, Firm, you technically know a lot more in this situation anyway.
Oh wow, I'm actually trained in history. I'm just dumb.
No, was that a 20 and a 1? Oh, okay,
There's
it
a
was a
one
4.
and
It
a
was a
four.
4.
Oh,
The 4. The 4 I thought looked like a little special symbol.
the way you presented that's what made me laugh. I'm sorry. Firm is like, well, this- I just to be clear, last week you said I recognize it as Firm, but as a special variant of what I assume it to be.
Yeah, with your
Okay.
base knowledge and your 25 nature roll, you can ask any question you want on it.
Okay. Uh, well, I look to the group. I'm like, well, you guys. I mean, there's really, I don't know.
Well, what created it?
Creation wise, I don't even think it knows. This is different than the ones I've encountered.
And what are those?
How do I put this? I guess you could say somewhat of like henchmen. This one just doesn't seem to be as loyal. I mean, judging by the fact that it ran away, it seems to have more sentience to it. The previous ones I've encountered, they seem to stay despite any consequences.
Stay close to what?
Whatever the creators were.
Hmm.
They didn't really.
In those cases, what were the creators?
Yeah, I don't remember really running across anything called a creator or nothing to tie it to them. Trying to figure out. I don't want it to stay here because
Yeah, it can't stay here and keep killing these
Right.
people's animals.
but I don't want to kill it. I mean, like I said, judging from what I understand it to be, this one seems to have a deeper consciousness.
Well, if
I
it
feel like
does, we gotta figure out some way to convince it to do something other than what it's been doing.
he's like, yeah, I maybe need. You know what? He's like, hey, hold on, and he'll run back over here, as dumb as this might be, and he'll look at it and be like, so you don't have a name? Got it. Do you happen to know your creator? Know what it's called?
No, no, it is malevolent. I knew as soon as it saw me that if I stayed even for a few moments, it would try to kill me or consume me.
Okay. And I'm assuming, based on the dead bodies outside, you drank blood, right? Huh. I would like to ask it to drink this potion and see how it feels after this. And I will very carefully prick my finger and put some blood into the black vial.
Okay. It it reaches out with one of its tendrils towards. I mean, I assume like you were then like gesturing toward the vial, right?
Yeah.
It reaches out with one of its tendrils. I mean, the opening and the size of the tendril, right? Like the vial is like in the opening at the end of it.
And I want to point out, sorry, I did forget to mention this is the other side, other sentence to this. Before handing it over completely and letting it drink it, he does want to confirm like how often this thing needs to eat per day.
Whenever I hunger.
I mean, that's fair. Okay, sure.
It you see the vial drain, and it's just dropped to the ground. It doesn't care about the glass.
I'm gonna pick it up. I
Um,
need that.
uh,
Give me that back.
you also notice like when you pricked your finger purposefully, like it is very much a vampire in the sight of blood situation where like it is like you could see its body language shift and change at just the mere sight of it. Okay, it has to roll a con save. Okay. Um,
I feel so bad. I don't know how this is gonna work out.
roll the healing for me.
Oh, I thought I. Oh, there it goes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, they heal 13 HP. Um, you see, like it's like if it had an eyebrow, but like the form over its eye kind of furrows a bit. Um, uh, you can see the mouth of the tendril where it drank from is like kind of spitting out a little bit. And you hear it say, and it's not speaking from the what you know there is like a little mouth on its body. It's speaking from the mouths on the tendrils at you.
hmm
Um, uh, it says to you,
Foul, slightly nourishing.
I look at it and I'm like, well, that's literally like all I got. And I'll try to like reason, like not reason with it, but just be straightforward. Look, we have two solutions here. The people who live here are terrified. They want to keep their cattle. We, well, myself and my friends here, don't want to harm you. So I'm trying to figure out a good solution. And I'll hold up the vial again and be like, this is basically, I fill it with blood. It turns into a potion. You drink it, you get healed. And I wanted to see how it made you feel. Because if it does, I was going to ask you, and you're okay, I mean, I guess come with us and, just come about out of this place. Let these farmers live their life and we'll work on finding you a more permanent living arrangement and somewhere to your liking.
Hey, Sean,
yeah,
just so I understand what I'm looking at, the bodies, the bones and desiccated bodies that are around, are any of
yeah.
those humanoid?
No, all
Okay.
are animals.
Gotcha.
Quick guess, like uh, some foxes, chickens, like things you
Mhm.
would normally find around like on a farm, and then the environments around a farm.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, no human, no human.
You speak, but the others, violence.
Fern like holds up a finger. He's like, to be fair, the big one over there points at Ragnarok. He's like, you did grab that one's leg. Our first reaction is to defend our friends. I saw that I could speak with you, and then from then forward, none of us have went back to engagement. We don't want combat. We wanted to help our friend.
Don't trust them. Ah, you. I will find new home.
You don't want us to help you find a new home?
You see its eye flit to like the many, and then back to you, and it shakes its like head a bit and speaks again in the deep speech to you.
Do not trust.
Uh, Speaking back to it, he's like, do you speak any other language? Like, I can understand you because I happen to speak your language. But do you know any more?
This is the language I was born with.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I can't blame you for that. You're born the way you are. Um, he's like trying to reason again. He's like, you could see that I have gotten them not to harm you. At the same time, it is going to take time. I don't believe you fully trust me either, but you're seeing that I'm not attacking. Let's take it slow and just start making our way out of here, if you would like.
um, you see it take a moment. Again, it like surveys the group a bit. You can tell by its body language, it's nervous, very nervous.
Mhm.
And it says to you,
Okay. Leave this place.
Yes, and then Firm like has an aha moment. And he like runs over to Ragnarok. Well, not run, like walks over to Ragnarok. He's like, "Do you still have that poster or wanted thing for the what was it? The thing in the forest? Didn't we pick up something for that quest? Some giant beast,
Are you talking about the Hydra or the giant dinosaur creature?
giant dinosaur creature."
I don't know that Ragnarok would have taken that one specifically, but like he knows about it for sure.
Okay.
Essentially, because that one is like currently described for your group is described as a suicide mission.
Hmm. And Firm wants to use that information and be like, I can see that you're not eating people. That's great. Props to you on that. Love that. Also the fact that you haven't ate the farmers up there. Also, why haven't you ate the farmers? Just curious. You don't you don't mess with people, do you?
Bigger food.
Ah. And Firm is like, well, bigger food I know of. There's a forest a little bit up north, giant dinosaur thing. Probably bigger than this room. And he like gestures to this whole room. Probably bigger than this room, right? Huge. All the food you can want.
Ooh, big.
He's like, all right, what if also, to start heading out of here, I'll have the group head out first. I'll leave then, and then you follow behind me.
You see it nod with its whole body.
Okay, and then Firm will step out here and like ask the group if they'll start headed out, and we'll be right behind.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, he's just nervous. He doesn't want to go first.
What exactly are we agreeing to here?
He said he will go find a new home. I told him about dinosaur thing in the forest. He says that sounds nice.
And how
Oh,
do you know he's not going to just eat people?
Uh, he gestures to all the bones on the ground. He's like, well, I mean, those don't look like humans. He says he prefers bigger food than humans. So,
do we want to talk to him about, as we did with Flown a little bit, the whole livestock situation? He'll get hunted again if he goes after cattle.
we can make our way out there. And then once we, get up there, so he doesn't feel trapped, re explain some things to him. Give him some directions on where to go, where not to go.
All right. I'll start walking back.
Okay.
And you want to stay here with it while we leave.
No. He just doesn't want to walk in front of you guys. You guys scare him.
Well, I frankly am fascinated in how you think this is gonna work, so I'm all for this plan.
All right. You all begin to head to the exit. The lot of you exiting out from the broken floorboards onto the barn, um, ostensibly stepping just outside the doors of the barn. Um, you see
Before
excuse me.
fully stepping out, sorry,
Oh, go on.
I was gonna say before fully stepping out, like while Fern's about to take the last like push up the lat or the floorboard, he'll look to the guy here. He's like, the farmers are going to be scared. They may scream, they may run. Not really sure. Just don't react to them, please. Don't harm them. Don't attack them.
um, it's following, about 10 paces behind you. Again, kind of just nervously looking. You see it even spin around, checking to make sure like nothing is hiding behind it. You step up and out. You do see Alden and Harrow standing roughly about 30 feet away from the barn. And uh, after you step up and out, after a moment or two, you see the tendrils begin to push out from the opening and then put themselves on the boards and pull and squeeze the body of this creature out. As it makes its way, some of the floorboards, creak and bend a little bit. Um, as its fleshy white form, with its large pinkish eye and tendrils, fully appear in the barn. Alden and Harrow both start screaming very loudly. Both screaming like, "What is that? What is that?" Um, uh,
Well, we
uh,
found the
uh,
problem.
I'll go over and do damage control with them while Firm negotiates with with our alien.
Oh,
um,
yes. While he does damage control, Fern will also turn around and throw up the hands a little bit, like cautious, like please don't, please don't. And then he'll reach
um,
a hand out to like scratch its stomach,
Oh,
see if it's okay with that.
okay. Okay. The farmers scream. This creature screams a little bit, or begins to kind of start screaming as you reach a calming hand out for it. I'm gonna have you roll animal handling in this moment.
Oh God, I'm so scared. Oof.
Okay.
Oh no.
The
I
only
had hated that.
It did
Yeah.
not like the touch. The only way that you are gonna keep this thing from like bolting right now,
Mhm.
um, is uh, if you like, if you allow it to drain parts of your blood, right? That's the only thing that will keep it in place. Otherwise, it will just bolt. So that is a decision that I will leave up to you, whether you will allow it to do that or not. Like you would have to make the offering to calm it and keep it, right?
Yeah. Uh, so Firm realizes that doesn't work, right? And he has to think because he's like, if this thing gets out there without any guidance, a lot could go wrong. But also, he's like, he throws up a quick question. He's like, before you decide to run, two
You
questions.
can't question it. You are doing this or not doing
Well,
this.
that was one of the questions. Like, would you stay if you can have some blood to calm you down?
You don't even have the time. Like you made your roll, right?
Okay.
The bad failure of it in this situation. You know that you can either gather its attention with blood, right? That is the only thing that
Yep.
will keep it. Otherwise, like this thing is going to flee, right? You
I
don't have
I,
time to think, you have to choose.
I will offer.
Why is it always bloodshed with Dawson's characters?
Okay, you have your chef's knife. You make a cut big enough to draw its attention. Um, where do you cut?
uh, on like my forearm,
Okay,
not the blood vessels, but the top part of the forearm.
right. You cut the top part of your forearm. You see, like as it is like beginning to float and move. Again, it's like drawn to that. As you move your arm towards it, indicating it can feed, a tendril latches onto it, and again begins just pulling blood out of you.
Nice. We love that for Fern.
We do love that. Okay. You take 35 damage. It's 35 lightning damage.
Oh, so it's resisted. So what's half of that?
Oh. How do you have resistance to lightning?
Air genasi.
Really? Really?
This is the perfect pet.
That is correct. You are correct. Okay. Yeah, you resistant to that. So it's half rounded down.
17? 17 to 17 is 34.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, no. 54 minus 17 is math. Oh, hold on. I don't know math that well yet.
No, you're
17's
44
correct.
Yes, 44, 37. I couldn't think of the numbers.
okay.
He winces, obviously, like, he's not gonna pretend like that shit don't hurt. And he's like, eyes fluttering and everything. He's like, it's okay. It's okay. Takes a deep breath. Uh, and he's like, we just don't need you to run. I don't want you to run out in this world and start getting attacked by other creatures.
Hell, do you have 54 hit points?
I am a walking tank, okay?
He's a thick boy. He's a thick wizard.
Take the toughness feat?
No.
No. No,
That's okay. Yeah. Carry on.
You get the sensation like it's listening to you, but like it's not paying attention, right? Like it is feeding in this moment, right?
hmm
Okay, the farmers are being subdued. This thing is currently here.
Firm like peeks over his shoulder. He's like, you guys, he's calming, but I need some help with words, maybe directions to give him, guidance, some instructions, you know.
Hey, this was your plan.
Yeah, this is
No,
your
that's
play,
fair.
friend.
That is entirely fair. I am still wanting to keep him, but he is on
Firm.
edge.
Excuse me? You wanting to what?
As he
Yes.
says that, like more of the tendrils are like wrapping around lovingly, like like looking for more places to feed on him.
Oh god.
Firm, if you give that thing any more of your blood, I'll kill him myself.
Firm will
Well,
cast Cure Wounds on himself when the thing finishes.
Look, here's the thing: it's not finishing, right? It's like
Ah.
it has its tendrils on you. In another few moments, it's going to feed again, right? So, you have to figure out what to do about this.
Firm like looks at it. It's only one tendril like stuck on me.
Yeah.
Firm looks at it and pulls out the. He will cast his one use of Mage Hand to sort of like put a hand on the tendril, and he'll look at it like straight into the eyes with a glaring look, and he's like, "I'm offering, but it doesn't mean you get to do what you want." He's like, "This is an agreement."
Mm. Make intimidation with advantage.
Oh, the -1. Oh no.
Um, you feel the piercing little teeth like begin to release, and the tendril pulls off.
He's like, "Thank you," and then I will cast my one thing of my cure wounds on myself.
Okay. Arwen and Alden and Harrow, looking to you, Rainier, are saying, What are you doing with that thing?"
We're getting it off your property, hopefully figuring out the best way to handle it, getting it away from here and anyone else who might be similarly subject to its thirst. Might be best to get back inside the house.
You see, uh, you see that they both like look at each other, nod, and say, "We'll be watching, but that thing is a fucking monster."
Yeah, yeah.
They run up onto their porch. They open the door and they just kind of like stand in like the door frame. They don't want to go in completely, but they don't want to like, you know what I mean? They're in that thing of like, they're like, they really want to know what's happening here, but they also want to be close to safety.
If I might ask,
Mhm.
what is your motivation here? What are you looking for?
Takes a deep breath and he's like, honestly, I want to keep him. He's not as like demented as the ones I've ever encountered. He seems to understand. He speaks with me. He's not just outright attacking. Even in the time we weren't here, he wasn't attacking humans. Like, I don't truly see this thing to be evil. It's literally just a creature living the way it knows how.
That's true, but it's still dangerous. You don't let a coyote hang out on your farmland.
And he's like, that's fine. That is correct. But also, there's a dinosaur thing out in the middle of the forest that nobody stopped. There's a hydra over somewhere down south.
Well, if we can figure out a way to get those.
There are dangerous monsters, so we shouldn't deal with dangerous monsters. That is what you just said. Do you understand how dumb that sounds?
Firm, okay, look, Firm is really like on edge right now. He does not really understand the full concept. He is like, this one hasn't killed people. It's killed an animal. It tried to do the right thing on its own.
Hasn't
In
killed
its way.
people yet.
Okay, what if we use it in a fight? It could kill people for us.
What do you mean by use it in a fight?
Hold on.
What could you hold on now?
How about when we
Could you
just want to
diagram it?
sleep?
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the fact that some of us are going to be sleeping and it's going to get hungry.
We'll use tiny hut. We'll stay inside of it until it can come to an agreement and
Can
it
you
won't
get
come
the
inside.
horses inside of the tiny hut? Can the horses fit in there? Because we need the horses to move. You understand? To move quick, we bought the horses, right, so that we could get from point A to point B with some expediency. And you are proposing to bring a predator to live with us around the horses.
Firm before anybody else judges Firm. Firm is like, look, you guys, I have not fully thought this through. It has literally been less than 3 minutes, okay?
I appreciate you admitting it, and I think that speaks well to your character.
Firm, if we're able to figure out a way to get it out of here and with some form of testimonial promise that we can rely on that it's not going to hurt anyone or no more livestock, then I'm willing to give faith to you. But until then, if there's not another way that we can make that assured, we've got to handle this.
Ragnarok,
Yes.
what does the contract say?
It's actually pretty vague. It pretty much says that these people are having problems and that we need to deal with it. So nowhere in the stipulations does it say we actually have to kill anything. But at the same time, um, I don't know if this constitutes dealing with it sufficiently per the contract.
Yeah, death not required, right? Because it's more like they're having trouble. Go talk to the people, right? It doesn't have like a full stipulation. Um,
I just saw the
you know,
message right now.
yeah, as it currently stands, you don't think this would satisfy the as it is now, right? If you were to leave, you don't think you would satisfy anything.
If you can figure out a way to get it safely without harm to anyone nor other animals to somewhere you think it might actually be safe and not bring any more harm, I'm all ears.
Hmm. Firm looks at it and is like, how fast can you move?
Very fast.
Hmm. He's really thinking this through.
Yeah, take your
With
time.
him, I mean I'm really thinking this through.
Yeah, you're good. Take your time. It's all right.
And you see as in this moment, right, as there's like a pause as everyone is like trying to figure out a solution for what Firm wants and what everyone else wants. You see this floating aberrant monster, like it just kind of like loses interest for a moment and is just like picking up little instruments with its tendrils and kind of like looking at it and then dropping them. Um, it's just kind of like floating around the general area right now.
uh,
I don't mean to rush you, but
I know.
it's growing restless.
It's just curious at the moment. And Firm is. Do we have a map? Does anybody here have a map? I feel like one of us has a map.
Your last character had a map.
Yep, he did.
I believe he also said to be buried with all of his items. So
Technically, the map actually transferred hands to Cal because it had the but that was a map specifically for the north, so conceivably it could be a very specific map up there.
What
For the
what information are you looking for?
Directions to send it. Because Firm is like, look, I get it. But he can tell it's really intelligent for what it is. And he wants to direct it towards the forest of the dinosaur.
oh my god.
I mean, you're wanting to thread a needle here because it too far in that direction. It's just another city
But it's only
and
went
people.
for cattle.
Now I feel like
Yeah,
we've
cool. So
hammered
it
that point
kills the
home a little bit.
dinosaur. How many weeks does the dinosaur say good if it manages to kill it before it's hungry?
I mean, according to that, that's a great question, you guys. I haven't seen the
Uh-huh.
dinosaur.
Well, how long do you think a dinosaur would stay good after it died, hypothetically speaking?
Well, they've
He
lasted
is a
millions
cook.
of years in fossilization. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So that means that the blood
Where the
stuck
blood
around, right?
is in
Yeah.
fossils.
Traditionally, everybody knows of those fossils and
Yeah.
how they're rich with blood.
Rich with blood.
And in the marrow.
I think
Even.
the thing you're not considering here is how much bigger and dangerous will this get if it kills the dinosaur.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I mean, I
Yeah,
remember in
'cause
Jurassic Park when
because
they just cracked a bone in half and slurped the marrow out to make a new dinosaur.
Yeah.
Cal will approach Firm and put his hand on Firm's cheek and say, "Firmament, my dear Firmament, it is very sweet that you want to try and find a solution where everything lives, and I know something of the forbidden love which you are clearly feeling in this moment, but there is no solution where that thing does not die, and you just need to
Firm,
get right with it."
Firm cuts off Cal at that point, and he's like, "Wait a second, I have overlooked this. It was covered up, like something else or someone was covering up the entrance that it was down there."
Firm, are you insane? Look at those long tendrils. It could have just pulled the hay over the hole after it went in. Why are you making this so complicated? Well, I know it's the forbidden love. I understand. But trust me, there will be others.
Firm just starts pouting, putting his head down. Not like attention, like majorly, but he's just like lost. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what to do. This 5 minutes has really been rough on him. Okay.
If worse comes to worse, do you want to go in the house while we handle what needs to happen, or
No, because the second I leave, it's attacking all of you.
right? No, that's what
That's something we've all made peace with.
Firm looks
How
at it
can
now.
you realize that and still think it's okay to keep?
Now,
Firm looks at it and is like,
Rainier, I know I said that you were the smartest or the dumbest smart person I've ever met. I'm afraid that I must pass that torch.
I will happily surrender it.
Firm looks to the guy, the floaty guy, and he's like, "You have a less menacing form."
Problem solved, guys.
Okay. Hang on.
Did you just body shame a floating orb? What is going on here?
Hang on. Performance.
Oh no.
It's a 7.
Oh,
It it
performance for.
to try to have a less menacing form. It looks a little more menacing actually, as it like you see it tries to like shape its body and its tendrils to be less menacing, and yet somehow it looks worse.
Firm wants to ask it one last question. Do you know of a way to, I guess, do you know how you were summoned? I think I already asked you that. You know you got here, but do you know how you were summoned wherever you came from?
Dawson, with your 25 nature, you know how it was summoned.
I'm glad you're telling me that because I definitely don't.
Yeah, you know everything that there is to know about these kinds of creatures.
Oh.
How big is the barn?
Oh, let's say, because there's climbing area up top, roughly 2 stories tall, maybe 30 feet in like length.
Firm looks to he's still gonna call him Brittany. He looks to Brittany and he's like, we need to go outside. We need to look for other ways to get you out of here."
I will. I leave. You stay.
Firm is like, I'm telling you now, I am advocating for your existence, but if you run after me helping you, I will blow you up.
You see its eye, like its eyebrow, the skin around its eye furrow a bit. You see, like, you feel that like you see a betrayal in its form. And it says to you,
You trick.
N-
You
no.
lie.
That Firm cuts it off. He's like, no, I'm not. I am telling you, if you decide to run without us helping you, I will have no choice because I will not know what you're going to do.
You are just like the Maker.
yep.
It runs.
Is it outside?
Is
You see it with an incredible speed. You see it not come out the barn door towards you, but go up, losing sight and crashing out of the ceiling of the barn. It is about 80 feet in the sky instantly. Just there's a shattering of wood. Splinters are raining in the sky.
So, initiative?
Ember Prime slow claps.
Because if I feel like I
yeah,
wanna
I'd like to
shoot it-
cast Vortex Warp. If it's 80 feet in the sky, Vortex Warp
Yeah.
has a 90-foot range.
Yeah, you can cast Vortex Warp on it. What save does it need to make?
Should be con.
Yeah, it's a con save.
Con save? Okay.
Firm is crying.
That's a 20 from it.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes the save.
Flinging fireball. as soon as I see it outside.
Oh my god.
Okay. A fireball.
Moment.
Fireball is launched up into the sky. That's a deck save.
Oh god.
That's a failure. Go ahead and roll your damage.
What is it? 8d6.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can also
It
click the
wouldn't
damage button in the chat, but
wouldn't
yeah,
let me.
86.
It said I had to place the template.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Not bad, not bad.
Okay, pretty good. Pretty good.
And then I assume it's going to fall down.
Not from fireball.
You assume
Okay.
wrong.
I do intend to shoot it.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Oh, this is even better.
Ragnarok is just looking up with like a hand over his eyes.
Whoa. Is this a full attack or just
Yeah, you can
just
take your
one?
2 shots. Yeah,
Would
you
you
can take
like
your
an
2 shots.
inspiration?
I'll take one. That's very kind of you.
I had to double check that I had one to give. I do.
It's very kind.
21 will hit. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, spicy.
Ugh.
This isn't
Uh,
initiative, correct?
It's not initiative, but you have already done your immediate reaction.
And then here's the last attack.
Okay, that hits.
Yup.
Oh. Was that total 37? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jesus.
Rocketing out of the top of the barn, wood splintering everywhere, hay being tossed into the sky. This thing 80 feet in the sky, rocketing like a squid with its tendrils just flailing behind it. Cal casts its spell to try to rip it back down. It manages to avoid that. An explosion rockets in the sky, and Rainier, you just launch in bolts to where it should be in its trajectory. As the smoke cloud is beginning to dissipate, you see a little pale form just falling from the sky, lands in the ground about 50 feet away from you all. Like it moved a bit, right? Lands on the ground. Dust cloud kicks up. No movement.
Well-
Firm is gonna walk over to it.
I think we can all agree Fum made this way more emotionally damaging than necessary.
I personally am fascinated by the character decision.
You see scorch marks on its body. One bolt through like the base of where one of the tendrils meets its body, and the other cross bolt is just in one portion of its eye.
Just kind of put a heavy hand on Firm's shoulder. And just kind of that like consoling. This is gonna suck, but this is definitely for the best.
Ragnarok will go up to the body and start to bend down and be like, "We're taking this, right?"
Yeah, and while Firm is understanding it and crying, he will cast
Crying.
gentle repose. He has to do it ritually because I don't have it prepared, so it's 10 minutes for him.
Yeah,
Well,
no
I'm just
reason
sitting
to
there
let it go to
bawling.
waste now that it's me.
Bawling.
I hand you a handkerchief. Then I'll go tell the farmers that this has been handled. There's
Okay.
a bit of a dirt crater where it's fallen back to earth, but
we
it's very
saw.
dead.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
all right,
watched,
all
yeah, we
right.
watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. It got pretty high up, so I didn't know. Yeah, but it's gone now.
I'm real glad you didn't explode the barn while it was in there.
Oh, that would have been fairly counterintuitive to our purpose being here.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not to say there wasn't any damage to the barn, and we're very sorry about that.
Well,
Prestidigitation.
But
wood
your
could
livestock
be.
is safe.
That's the important thing. Now they didn't have no babies or anything down there, right?
No.
I plan on going to double check. My buddy Calawoon X probably wants us to say that this is the service of the Five Seasons. If that's something you're interested in spreading around, I'll be back. Then I go out to the barn.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to check to make sure there's nothing, no egg clutch or anything like that?
Yeah, I do a thorough sweep of the. I'm down there for like 15 minutes, I think. Just
Yeah. Nothing. Yeah, this thing does not have any babies. There's no residual things you have to clean up after it. It's just the little dead remains of whatever it fed on at one point, and that's it.
yeah, I'll report that back.
Cool. Alden and Harrow. Alden says to you, "Well, look, we saved up quite a bit to put the money on the contract. You get that whenever you turn it in, but um, we can offer you a hearty meal if you like, place to rest if you need it, and well, we got a few family heirlooms that I think might be deserving in this kind of situation."
That's highly generous.
He pulls off the little pouch that he had around his belt. Ember, you know this to be magical in nature. And Rainier, you seem to be speaking with him. He'll hand it to you. At first you think it's coin, because it's like there's loose items inside this little pouch, and he says that there's been in the family for a long time. My grandfather's grandfather's grandfather. They say it's magic, but I've never seen it do anything special. Some kind of beans.
Again, more charitable than you can imagine. I'll pass it to Zal for keeping for now. Not that I know that you know anything about it, but just you're new, so.
Yeah, he takes it, just stares at it blankly. All right. It's beans for sure.
uh, I plan on staying for dinner if everyone else wants to, and while I'm here, I intend to leave like 50 gold somewhere, kind of like squirreled in the couch or something like that. If they like saved a bunch of money for this contract, I'd feel really bad about taking their life savings. So
um, an incredible home cooked meal is prepared for you all. Everything made fresh by hand. Um, you even get a few ideas on like that's a new take on making this kind of butter or these herbs that grow locally here are a little interesting. Um, you leave a little bit of money squirrel behind. They don't notice, but they will find it in time. They share stories of their family living on this plot of land. Um, it's nice. It's safe. You're provided room. They have a few spare rooms. And unless anybody has anything else, the morning comes and you all are able to continue on your travels with Alden and Harrow waving you onward.
Oh, that's right. Quick question, Sean,
Mm-hmm.
because Doug pointed it out. When I did Cure Wounds, it was a +1. I looked at it. It has the wisdom modifier on it. Leave it at that or change it to int.
It's wisdom for you
Yes.
specifically.
Okay. Had to make sure I wasn't wrong about that.
Yeah.
Haven't used it in forever. Oh, I need to roll stuff.
You want to take the body with us, right?
Yeah, he puts it into the the
The
the cart with
carriage?
Next
no
Oh,
to
the
the
your
cart
extra
with the
car. Yeah, your extra cart. Okay.
yeah, next to the goo.
yeah the
You
goo.
sort of
There is room enough for this corpse from this large creature. It does not fit easy like goo. This sits like you either have to like if you sit it on top of whatever you're packing on like the back storage area, it's just gonna leak all over it. So I like you're gonna have to shift things around a bit. Maybe some stuff goes up on the top of the carriage instead, while it sits next to the barrel. But you all have the corpse, the corpse of this creature, next to a barrel of ooze, living large.
We're gonna run out of room if we keep this up.
Living large.
Firm will like to sort of break a silence. So he with the creature, he knows its official name, but he really wanted to keep it. And he wants to relay is he thinks it's called a death kiss, but he's not really sure why this one's the way it is. What worries him is, even though he said he's not too sure what the creator is, he if it's a special variant, it's a slight chance that its creator is a being called, I think it's the Beholder.
That is correct.
And what worries him is the fact that if this one is extra sentient and sort of independent, its creator must not be a normal beholder. And it is up north. Not sure where, but it is up north. And those he's like those can be a problem, you guys. He's like, but I really wanted to keep that one. I figured if we kept it, it would lose its worry about its creator, and then maybe turn over a good leaf. I wasn't sure.
You encounter many beholders where you're from?
I don't know about many, but
What are they
yeah.
like?
Well, first and foremost, I was the cook, so I didn't really send myself out there. But they they can, how do I say, y- you can wake up from your how do I put this? From what I remember my people seeing, they woke up in terrors. They were horrified. They hated encountering it whenever they had. It wasn't all the time. It was maybe one or two, but when they found out what it was, they were horrified. It was just like an abomination of nightmares.
One more thing to keep an eye out for, then, I guess.
Mm,
The risk of sounding insensitive. Do we wait for a contract to be made?
No! What?
Or do we go and take care of it ourselves?
I think if the
for
opportunity arises where it's going to be within our path, I don't see any reason to let it continue on. If it's something we
Right.
feel like we can handle.
I think I mostly meant we're not taking a detour. Correct.
We don't know anything except it's north and we're already headed that way.
they did the people like putting context clues from Firm. Firm is like they did say it was there a week ago. Like that's when it showed up. And if it came from the north and it didn't encounter anything else along its way, it probably came from like the plains past. Just out. He'd assume somewhere up towards where Melly was, where we were.
Mm.
Travel wise, he hasn't really got that down yet.
Speaking of travel, Ember, can you roll a d12 for today's travel?
Yeah.
Okay. The third day of your travel, it rains. The road is muddy. Occasionally, you have to help push the cart a bit to get it unstuck from some of the deeper puddles and furrows in the road. But you continue onward. While the corpse is not rotting, it doesn't smell so great in the rain. Those of you that are sitting in the back of the carriage, right next to it. Aside from the rain, the day is uneventful. Is there anything anybody wishes to accomplish on this day before we move to day 4? Okay. You camp for the evening. A tiny food truck is created.
Yeah, boy.
Um, uh, Dinner is had. Do you guys still keep watch even if the tiny food truck hut is up?
Yeah, we got horses.
Yeah, makes sense. Watches are created. The horses are not attacked during this night. You make it to day 4 of travel. If I can get Kalawunax to roll a d12 for me.
Mhm.
Okay.
Adventures for wizards.
You find yourselves at the crossroads. You could go left, continue to Maras, or you take a right and you head over the bridge towards Karakara. You can see even now uh, the remnants of swaths of some forest here, like chopped and cleared in certain areas. What looks like would have been like large campsites set up. Rainier, you recognize this as um, militia travel activity, where they would need to clear a lot of land to light a shit ton of fires to prepare for any other repairs that need to be made to equipment and whatnot, their carts and all that kind of stuff. And the result stays in the area for a while, especially if they're clearing land. But even their campsites leave behind telltale marks. It's not recent. It's weeks and weeks, and well, actually, for you all, it's months ago. Um, but you can just see the signs that, yeah, a large host had come through here. I'm assuming you all are continuing your travel to Maras, but there is this crossroads opportunity to head to Karakar instead.
Nah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
I
on
assume we're going to
course.
Morass.
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely am.
You steer the carts towards the left, leaving Karakara in its distance. At this space, being this close to it in so long, you know it's a trick of your eye that you can't see the monolith. It's still too far away. But you swear that maybe it's just the way the sun is hitting the clouds, but in the far horizon, you swear you can see the clouds are discolored with that amber, almost strange purplish glow. But it's hard to tell if that's a trick of the eye or what's really happening. The cart hits a big bump in the road, enough to bounce the drivers, everyone inside. A couple of the crates set on top tumble off the side. As you stop to right the cart, reload everything, you see what the cart had hit was an extremely large footprint in the road.
Is this the same footprint of the monster we had seen tracks of before?
You take a few moments to look it over. It's the same thing. Except this is recent. This is maybe a day ago.
What was the name of that thing again? I've got it here.
You got it? Or you want me to remind you?
I'll take a reminder. Apparently, I can't find it.
Yeah. It's Juraskar.
Jurassic. That's right.
Yeah, Juraskar.
It sounds like a play on words of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'll kind of shout to everyone as they're getting back into the cart or into the wagon, and I'm headed back up to the driver's seat. The Jurassicar's moved west. It's closer than it used to be, and it's been here recently.
Herman's like, what the fuck is a Jurassic?
Big reptilian,
That's the
frilled
big dinosaur.
creature.
The big thing you were telling the tentacle thing about.
Firm's eyes just go big, and he's like, so I could have brought it, and it could have helped us?
Probably
No,
not.
no, that is not what I just said.
The nihilist never going away. Every chance he gets, he will let y'all remember.
Rainier, can you make a survival check for me?
Yeah.
Is this for driving?
It's not for driving,
Oh, okay.
but you can make one as well if you would like.
I was gonna say I can assist, but I just didn't necessarily know what it was for.
Yeah, you can assist or you can make your independently if you like.
I'll assist.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll roll one more.
Zaul, do you want to
Hey.
you want to roll as
Ooh,
well?
Thank you.
nope.
No? Okay. Okay, cool. Rainier, they're discussing, like that's the fucking thing you're trying to set a cage match up for. You're listening to them kind of bicker about that for a moment, and you kind of just like you look off the horizon into some of the forestry patches nearby, and it's quiet right now. You hear the birds aren't chirping, and the insects aren't chirping.
Uh,
And although, again, the corpse is not rotting, you can smell meat in the air.
okay. When we last talked about this monster, I only knew about it secondhand from someone who had barely survived the rest of his platoon getting eaten. Is there any context that is provided in the story that I had to know whether or not to move silently or get the fuck out as fast as possible is the best course of action?
Um, it is a run situation. This thing is very fast. Like for as big as it is, it shouldn't be as fast as it is. You also, the knowledge that you have from it is that hiding, those that have tried to like hide from it, doesn't seem to work with this creature. Its ability to discern your location is preternatural.
Okay. If there's anyone who's still out of the cart, I just put a hand on their back and like push them in and shut the door. And I whip the horses to as fast as they will go. I do not provide any warning. I would like at best like Ragnarok if he's up with me. Say, hold on.
You
Are we in
start
danger?
you start shoving people into the carts, hopping on, and even as some are still wondering what's happening, you are already cracking the whip to get them to move. You hear Ragnarok shout out, "Are we in danger?"
More than likely.
Yeah. With that, was my incident for casting long strider on myself.
Okay.
And I'm also going to activate the crossbow. I know I'm driving, but get that done. Oh, wrong thing.
Yeah. You activate. Preparations are made. Magic is activated. The horses start moving. You crack harder, harder. Then they begin to full gallop. The first time this cart has moved. You see about a minute. About a minute goes past. And as you keep looking behind, you see crashing out of the tree line where you were. Only, at this point, it's a minute of full travel, like almost, less than, but almost 1,000 feet away. You see this hulking thing as trees just are felled before it. A mouth that's roughly the size of your entire carriage, on a body with a long tail. The crazy thing is, having never seen this before, its coloration is vibrant. There are pinks and white stripes among it. You can still feel the thunder of its footstep even at this distance. You hear an earth-shattering roar echo out, and the horses begin to panic a little bit. Can I get an animal handling check from whoever's driving?
Huh. I am proficient. Fingers crossed.
Oh, okay. 16's enough.
Okay.
You rein them in, crack them down. They keep galloping. You see, as you turn, this thing begins to lumber down the road towards you all. It's slow, but it's keeping pace at the moment. Can I get another animal handling check from you?
How far back is it?
Still at this point, like roughly like 800 to 1,000 feet.
Oh, okay.
Because you guys have been like galloping for a minute here.
Got an inspiration if you'd like to use it.
Yeah, I'll take. Yeah. I've got a few as well, so
Damn.
I'm using one of mine. Okay. Only way up from here.
Yo,
Wait, back to restart.
I have one. I have two more.
I mean, are we planning to fight this thing?
I
I'm
want
hopefully
to
not.
not fight this thing.
It kind of feels like we might have to.
Well, we'll
Currently,
see.
no.
Rosin 19.
19. The horses maintain. At this point, it's more of an endurance thing of can you keep the horses both running and calm? As it is currently maintaining itself with you, just barely, like it's keeping up, but it's not gaining at this moment. Um, Another 10 minutes of just like, I mean, this thing sees you even as like the road curves a little bit. You can just keep hearing and feeling the thundering of its large foots. I'll need another
Is
animal handling check.
is there any way I can reach through the carriage to the things that are attached to the back?
The what's
No.
yeah, I mean, there's the corpse of the aberration, and then there's the barrel of ooze.
Yeah, I mean, I want to cut them free and kick them under the.
Firm is like, wait. I could just throw ice down, okay?
I mean, you can try and say it, but I'm in the process of doing it.
Yeah, Cal, I mean, you can reach. Yeah, you'll have to do the
Yeah.
thing of like you open the carriage door, swing out onto the side, right, hang and make your way over to. But yeah, you can reach it.
Yeah. So I'm first. I'm going to cut the corpse free.
Okay.
It's not even weighing that much.
Cut the corpse free. It's a little heavy. You're gonna have to push it off to
Yeah.
like get the corpse off, right?
This is going to work great.
Where's it at?
Just give me a flat athletics check.
Does Firm notice this?
I mean, yeah, you're
Cal
all
climbing
here.
up the cart?
You're all
Yeah.
here, like being chased by this thing, right?
Oh, can I
that's
cast my free levitate on the corpse body? He wants to save it.
you.
Oh
And
God.
Cal gets the shove off,
it
right? So
will.
it goes. You can cast levitate on it.
It's just gonna float back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gonna
It'll-
float with
That
us.
actually might be better for us in this case. If it
It'll
goes up.
hover in the air. I just need to see something here.
Let me see. Consume resource, available usage. I don't remember which one it is. I think it's a resource.
You within a few moments get out of range and the corpse drops into the road. You're talking like within seconds you are like out of range of the spell, and that cancels the spell out for it. That's in its description.
Firm
So you,
grabs the other body. He does not want the little squiggly guy to go.
well, that was the squiggly guy.
I thought he sent the ooze.
No.
Nope.
No,
There's only one body
I-
back there.
right,
It's not in a barrel.
I cut loose the
Oh.
one that smells like meat.
Oh, nice.
Okay, Cal,
Really?
you cut loose the guy smelling like meat. Rainier, I'll still need the other animal handling check as
Sure.
Cal is doing that.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had anything that did
Incredible.
like meat.
Ugh.
The horses and the cart tearing down. The cart itself, like it is rocking, bouncing. It is you feel it like it's not designed for this, right? There are moments where you worry like the axle will break, something will snap, a wheel will crack, but you have to keep going. You are approaching a bend where you're going to lose sight of the creature. As it pours down the road, you see it slows, stops, and as you come around as you're about to enter the corner, those of you that are looking back watching see this creature stop, its mouth go down, and just pick up, fling into the air, and gulp that corpse that had been left in the road. It seems satisfied.
I'll run the horses till until they have to stop.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to risk just trying to work my way back in. I'm going to Misty Step my way back into the carriage.
Okay, hell yeah. A little Misty Step action to pop back in. You hop back in the carriage. The horses are going. they can only go for. I mean, like this whole thing, although we've transposed it quickly, this
Mhm.
chase has been going on for about 10 to 20 minutes. This thing's endurance is incredible. Your horses are having a hard time at this moment. Another 15, 20 minutes, they begin to show signs of slowing. You could push them harder, but that might be detrimental to them.
I think the minute they begin to slow, I let them ride through till we're back at a steadier pace, and then maybe stop and make sure that they get fed.
Okay. Another 15 minutes of them kind of slowly feeling the danger pass. You all don't hear, don't feel any of the thunderous footsteps of the creature. You take a few minutes to pause the cart, find some water for the horses. The cart's a little banged up. One of the wheels is on the verge of breaking. It could use a bit of repair.
Does vegetation work for that?
It does not. But you
Unfortunately,
can
no.
make
Mending
it
will.
sparkle and all sorts
I was
of
like, people say they use this thing for like everything, and I was like, what
They
does it go
do, except for that.
It's
for?
okay. There's another cantrip that'll help us out. Amber Prime, you got a moment?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go and like collect some wood or whatever we might need just off the side of the road to fix what we can.
All right.
It can probably make some metal wheels. It'll be a bumpier ride, but we don't. I mean, they won't break.
Yeah, if you can. If you think it'll work and we can get it on quick.
Oh no, it would take me an hour
Oh,
at
yeah.
least.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
When we get to town, metal wheels.
All right. Patch it is.
The metal wheel thing reminds me of from Eek the Cat. There was like a dinosaur cartoon they would air, and they had stone wheels but inflated rubber roads. If anyone remembers that, I always liked that idea.
Say, Zool, uh, steel,
Zal.
Zal. My apologies.
Mhm.
Steel wheels. It sounds like a fine name for a collection of songs.
Steel wheels.
Yes.
You see him like start tapping something. Go. That's not gonna work.
I don't know
He, like,
about I don't
he
know about
pulls
for the
out his
song
book.
itself, but like a collection, perhaps, if you wanted to, just a bit of marketing advice.
Right. Steel wheels. The tale of I'm drawing a blank here.
It's okay. I've made my Rolling Stones joke. We can move on.
After after a few minutes, Ember, through the mixture of what I assume to be magic and then sheer wherewithal, I think is the phrase I'm looking for. You managed to perform repairs enough to make this thing almost as good as new. The horses are rested. It takes about another 10 minutes or so for them to feel like, okay, we're good. Danger's gone. Okay. And in that time, no sign of being chased any further. You're able to continue your journey onward. Ragnarok today would be roughly the travel time if you wanted to stop in the town of Strathmore. Um, they appear to be having issues with some kind of dark magic. The contract just says stop in the town of Strathmore to help with dark magic. See contact Darla Day.
Yeah, excuse me. Um, well, we're at a place where we can stop again for another contract if everyone's so inclined.
Give the horses a chance to refresh. How do we all feel?
Not
Burn
trying to
powder.
pick on you, but no taking pets.
Firm's still pouting extra hard because of that.
I will say, if we hadn't taken it, we probably would have been in a shitload more hot water. So,
Would we have, or was it following us because there was a dead thing on the back of the cart?
yeah,
It
we
smelled
don't
like
really
meat.
know.
Firm was like, I thought they don't smell if you use gentle repose on them.
Well, looks like we all learned something, doesn't it?
I feel like it is charitable to consider it a heroic sacrifice from a
Charitable.
from a beloved friend. He like reaches a hand out onto Firm's shoulder.
Yeah, I like to think that we made his. We took some meaning out of his death.
To be petty, Firm wants to look at Ragnarok and be like, you would have found out what it was like to be lightning resistant.
How?
It had lightning immunity, so if I was to cook with it, you would have got
Oh,
the
okay.
resistance from it.
Well,
I mean,
can't have all the resistances.
some meaning is superior to no meaning, I suppose.
All right, where'd you say this town was?
Not far from here.
All right.
Yeah, it's best we head up now. And Ragnarok will point in the direction of the town.
All right. It's few hours travel on the road. This is just one of the towns that exist off of the old road. Um, you arrive close to sundown. After a few hours, this is a fairly small town that you pull into. Kind of like a bit like a little bigger than Oakenstall, if you recall. That was mainly just a farm town with like a general store and an inn. Um, this appears to be just slightly bigger with a few more buildings, a little bit more structure to the town design, but still basically a farming village, as most of them are out here, as they have to sustain themselves. Um, you don't Most of you haven't even really heard of this town. They're not known for blue cabbage or any such weird things. Um, uh, you pull in. There's a inn and stable. What would you guys like to do? You do know you have a contact here for the contract, at least. You obviously can stay here, but you're looking for someone called Darla Day.
I think I'd check to see if there's a place we could exchange horses. If very unlikely, but if that could be done.
Yeah, I mean the stables are here. Yeah. The stable master looks at you. You want to exchange horses?
We don't have a whole lot of time, and we're want to make sure that that any beasts we bring along are going to be healthy and fresh. These are fine, but they've had a run recently, and want to make sure they'll be taken care of.
Uh,
It'll kind of depend on if we're going to be here for a day or two. But
well, tell you what. You gonna be here the night?
likely, and in which case it might not be necessary. Just wanted to see what services we could offer.
All right. Let me take a look at him. I'll get him stabled and fed and everything, and I'll let you know in the morning.
I'll nod and give him. Would a silver be an adequate value?
Oh yeah, yeah. You're
Yeah.
talking about like, do you mean like as like a tip for like, hey,
Yes.
check him over and see what can be done?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That greases the wheel.
Okay. And I'll leave the rest to Ragnarok, I think, or anyone else.
For the horses or for the contract?
Yeah, your contract stuff.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
was like, I don't give a fuck about them horses.
yeah, no, I'm doing
Damn.
carriage and horse stuff. Everyone else can figure out where we're going.
Um, do you happen to know a Dala Day?
Darla? Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's in the tavern right now, drinking her sorrows away.
Ooh.
All right, that's my next stop. Where is the tavern?
He thumbs the building next door.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Give me. I gotta step away from the mic. Give me just a moment.
Sorry, we tossed your corpse, Dawson.
I really wanted to keep that one.
Why?
Firm attachment, not like me attachment.
I mean, it would have made you a good like doggy bag of food. So
Wait.
I don't know that we should call food that we feed Ragnarok doggy bag. I feel like that's demeaning.
It's insensitive for sure.
Ragnarok
Yeah.
contains multitudes.
Wait,
Ragnarok
what'd you say?
is more things than just a dog. Ragnarok is a dog and a cat and a scorpion and a bear and a wolf and
I'm every animal.
a fish
All in me.
and a fish and a bird a little bit. And
I'm only a bird because I have a hover belt, which I forget about constantly.
Yeah. The problem with the hover belt is it's like 20 feet of like a movement, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think that tavern. I don't think that's the correct tavern.
We're gonna go meet someone
for
who's
this
drinking her
place.
sorrows away in the middle of the day and just.
Yeah.
it's just a bard getting it in the corner. Just midday drunks fucking
just ripping it. Cool. Well, it's early evening for you all.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. As the sun is setting at this moment, dusk. Cool. You head into the inn. It's the place that travelers stay. The locals come and eat and drink. There's a fair amount of people here.
I'm going straight to the tavern or the bartender.
Cool. They turn and look towards you. Holy shit, you're tall.
I get that a lot.
And he kind of like looks the group of you over. You need drinks, meals, rooms.
Right now we're looking for $1 a day.
You hear a voice to the left of you. Who's asking?
Me, and then he'll head over. Hi, my name is Wagnerwalk, and these are my compatriots. We are responding to, and he'll produce a contract, something that you sent.
She looks over her mug at you, and you can see like her eyes are a little cloudy from drink. And the moment that like you produce the contract, you say you're here for that, you see some clarity kind of shimmer over. She sits up a bit more. Hey, you all are from the stronghold?
Yeah, more or less.
Oh, that's. She kind of runs her hands through her hair. She's a young human, roughly, say like 22 years old or so. She has her face looks like it carries the weight of the world. Like she's seen more days than she's lived. She looks at you and says, "You got to help my father."
Okay. In what way?
Well, look, here's the thing. I know he's a good man, but these last few weeks, he's been a bit off. I mean, he's always been a little odd, proclivities and whatnot, but these last few weeks have been different. I'm afraid something has got a hold of him. He's just not the same. He's just not the same man I knew. And nobody here will help me because he's the constable of this place and they're afraid of him.
I share you. We share no such fears. Um, your contract specifically stated dark magic. Do you think this is some sort of enchantment?
I don't know.
Do you suspect anybody maybe capable of it here?
I don't think anybody here is necessarily capable of it, but I mean, how well do you really know your neighbors, you know?
Yeah. Somebody's practicing dark magic. I assume they'd want to keep that well guarded.
I think it all started a few weeks back. My dad's always been into the occult, had a fascination with it. But he bought something off of a traveler a few weeks ago, a token of some kind. How much do y'all know about Orcus?
We roll for it.
Yeah, anybody can roll religion or history.
This is if he is a fiend, I guess.
Not
Never
bad.
Does your skill reply does it apply to like just general checks or is it like more specific?
I don't think it'll super matter. I was just thinking. I think it might be more specific, but it's supposed to be checks to know about these things that are like int or wisdom based.
Yeah. I mean, you rolled
But
pretty good. I'll
I
let you
rolled I
roll
rolled
one.
fine, so I'm good. I think
Yeah, I
I'm
was
okay.
gonna say, I was like, you rode good. I don't know if you want to try more with it. Okay, cool. Um, Ragnarok, I mean, you're aware of Orcus as like bad god. Firm, you're aware of the name Orcus as bad god, but not much. Like, that's not really your thing, right? They're one of many bad gods. Um, Zaul, I say you have the same base knowledge as well. Rainier, you know that they are, a demon, a devil in the underworld. Um, they seek ruin and destruction against all mortals, wherever possible. Um, they, their followers are chaotic and dangerous, much like the children of the Dark Sire in that regard. As to who is worse, I think they're about like bad is bad, right? Um, so you know a fair amount about it, yeah.
Okay. I'll kind of just while listening, just give her a nod, just to go on.
Right. Well, obviously, it. Anytime someone is talking about Orcus, they're not really talking about good things. So my dad gets this token or whatever, and I don't know, his personality just started changing. He became more irritable, and well, the last few days he hasn't left the jail, and I've been trying to get him to come out, and now he doesn't even respond to me, and no one else is brave enough to go in there. Do you think you can help?
I think if anyone could, it would be us.
You see, she grabs her drink, finishes the rest of it, kind of wipes her mouth, and goes, "All right, let's do this." She brings you to the center of town here. Near the center of town, you see a local jail building. Um, as it's dark, you would be forgiven to not noticing some of the details coming into town, but this is a much more secured building than everything else here. The windows are barred. Um, the door is made of iron with well worked iron hinges. This is a structure built for holding people seriously. You don't see any uh, light as all the windows are barred from the inside. And I mean, like, they're barred, but also, like, there seem to be wooden slats on the inside covering them. That seems slightly out of place. She
What
goes,
was your father's name?
"Mhm.
Just asking what her father's name was.
Yes, I do know that.
Okay, okay.
I'm looking to see if her father is named. Okay, I will name him. I will name you. These are very bad names. Okay, that's a good one. Danvers.
Oh, Danvers
Danvers
Day.
Day.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
She gestures towards. She walks up to the door and grabs the handle and just pulls, and you hear it just clanking and cluttering. She's locked. I've tried slamming into this thing. Tried crowbarring it. I mean, I'm not much of a sneak thief. I've even tried lock picking it, but broke my picks inside the damn thing.
Is there any other entrance or exit?
I mean, if you can make your way through one of these barred windows.
Oh my god. No. Okay, that weapon wouldn't have helped you.
Actually, you can see like inside a little bit through the barred
No,
windows.
no.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, wooden slats covering sight to the inside.
Well, when yeah, we do have a
Can,
crowbar for these particular reasons.
I, I was gonna ask, can I ask Ragnarok see if he could like punch out one of the wooden slats?
I I could try, but I'd like to try the door first.
Okay.
I'll sling you my magic crowbar.
Dang.
Hell yeah.
Guidance. Can I use that?
You can use
Absolutely.
guidance. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, athletics.
Yeah, athletics. Yeah, yeah. You can have advantage using the tool of the crowbar.
Tight. Okay, there we go. Hey, 30.
Oh.
Quite
Are you
good.
sure it was locked?
The shriek of metal.
Okay. um, Jamming the crowbar in. There's the push, the pull, the stress, and then there's a pop and a shriek as the iron hinges just bend and then rip off part of from the actual framing itself. The door, the iron door, is permanently damaged from prying it open, and you're able to just grab one end and just pull the other
damaged
side
doors
out.
are damaged doors are basically my call sign at this point.
Yeah.
Upon opening the door, it is from what you see in here is a dark entrance into a room. Even with your night vision, it's dim. There are no lights on inside here. It appears to be empty and quiet. You see there's a hall that leads down about 30 feet, then turns, and you hear Darlis say out, Dad? Dad, you there? Constable Day! He's been in there for days, as well as the people that they had locked in there.
Can I roll an insight on her?
Yeah, sure. What are you inciting about her?
Essentially, like, this would be a pretty fantastic preamble to leading us into something, right? Like, this is a pretty good setup to position us to get in here to spring some kind of trap.
Hmm.
So like, is she putting on a performance in her, like, are you there? What's going on? Where are you? Kind of shtick.
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
Ooh.
You do not believe that she is faking this.
Yeah.
She seems genuinely worried about this. On your 26, nat 20, she's very afraid of not just for her father's safety, but for what she might find or what you might find. Um,
I will, like, kind of slide over so I'm standing next to her and say, would you like to wait out here?
um, she kind of takes a look at the darkness of that space. Yeah. I mean that's why I asked for help. I'm not a
I'm gonna unhitch my magic lantern and hand it to her and say, "Stay out here."
um. He's uh he's an older man, thinning hair at the top, brown hair. I mean he'll have his uniform on.
I'll nod and I'm just gonna walk in with my crossbow lit.
Okay. Taking a few steps in, as you were all gathered around, ready to make the entry, Rainier walks in, the step of one boot, the step of another as the light from their crossbow is filling and emanating the room. Ooh,
Now
yeah, I
you?
like that. I like that. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
I can. Let's see.
Ooh.
Ooh,
I
okay.
think I will use my last.
No, you're good. You're
inspiration.
good. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You just step into the doorway, and your eyes flick to the right as you see movement. And there is a humanoid form just standing by the wall to the door, waiting for someone to approach in. And you feel something, like you see something like launch from it, and you just back your head up at the last moment. You hear something splat against the wall on the left hand side. And as you turn to look at them, you see what probably used to be a person, but pouring out of their body, their mouth, their eyes, their skin, like their whole skin, is just worms roiling in and out of them. What do you do?
I guess we're not taking the non-lethal route anymore, right?
I need fire.
I gotcha.
I'm gonna keep trained on this, but keep looking around the rest of the room we're in. Make room for Ember Prime to do her fucking thing.
Okay. Ember, you rush in, you see the same thing, just a horrific nightmare of a person. This is basically what you're seeing.
Oh,
Ew. He's gonna take us out on a date.
Ember, you rush in. This thing is like launching itself towards Rainier right now.
I have a template that I would have to put down, so I will just
Yeah, you can go ahead and put it
burn
down.
towards the bridge. But
Yeah.
oh wow, enormous.
Why did it give me a pop
That
up
is
with fireball?
it's it's supposed to be burning hands, but
Yeah, I see your burning hands. Yeah. Okay. Okay. 12 damage to it. Okay, excellent, excellent. A lot of the worms hiss and burn and drop to the ground as new ones just pour out of it. Ember rushes in, uses the burning hands. This thing is going to swing towards Ember. What's your armor class right now?
it is 19.
Okay, this looks like it's going to hit you.
I would like
Silvery
to use the
barbs.
blood. Probably better in this case.
Okay.
Everybody gets legally blinded.
Okay, that is a miss. Another clawed hand strikes out, also a miss.
Ragnarok, you'll get the advantage from that.
And Ember, I'll need a dexterity saving throw if you wouldn't mind.
Dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
Yep, that's
Sounds
about
about
right.
right.
I've got an inspiration if you'd like to use it.
Sure. Not that this is going to get much better. There are times when I almost wish it could get
Hey.
technically
Oh.
better.
You see you feel actually one of these worms fling onto your face, and you can feel like it latching on and then begin to burrow into your face as you grab it and then rip it off and fling it to the ground. Okay. We're going to have combat proper now.
What is that pizza box? Oh, it's burning hands. Never mind.
Pizza box! Pizza box!
I'm sorry.
Your pizza boxes are triangular?
Your pizza boxes are pizza shaped.
you can get buy the slice,
get it by the
guys. Buy the
slice, yeah.
slice.
Yeah, but
Ah.
it's a
Knew what I
stack of
wanted.
slices. Come on.
Guess it would technically be a pizza box, yeah.
If you all can go to the combat page and then just on your character sheets, just hit initiative,
Yep.
which is to the right of your armor class.
How do I get to combat page?
It's the second option at the very top on the
Alright.
right hand side. You have chat and then cross swords combat.
I rolled it twice, and I don't
do
have a
we-
number.
How do we get us in that little?
You just gotta hit the initiative button
On
on
your
the
ca-
sheet.
Yeah, on your
Oh,
character
my
sheet.
sheet. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Cool.
But all that's doing is putting me in the list more than once. It's not actually
Yeah.
letting me roll.
Hey.
Do you see the little dice next to your names?
I did. I
Yeah,
rolled that,
that's-
and it added me to the list again. That's
Yeah,
why.
it adds me again.
Yep, same.
Let me see.
Interesting.
Can I, if I do it?
Curious.
Nope, it just adds you to the list. Okay, okay. Cool. Cool.
You could probably just drop us onto the map we were on earlier, and we can just use those for our rolls.
Put a worm in it.
Yeah. Let me double check.
Put a worm in it.
Just
Oh no!
just a worm. A worm.
The cheery slogan.
Okay. I'm gonna drop you just on to here. Okay, if you guys do try to go into initiative now using your tokens,
Oof.
Top tier combat.
I wonder if this is one of the modules that did combat. Like it was like an all-in-one module, and then they split everything off, and it might be one of their settings is a little funk right now. Okay. Okay, Zal, you're first to go, my man.
Yeah. So it's as far as I can see, it's only the one really fucked up looking thing, right?
Yeah, right. It's like
Okay.
you have Rainier and Amber right in like just past the door frame, and this thing is kind of right around next to them. So you have a kind of a tight squeeze to get in right now.
Yeah. With a flourish, Zal like puts a hand to his face, and you see something that was invisible that was like present on it come off. Uh, he reaches to his basically reaches to his belt, like unfurls like a little case, takes out another what is clearly like a mask, clicks it onto his face. The mask itself is I have a actual description of this. Yeah, it is it looks like just kind of a wrinkled, cantankerous old man. And as he like places it on his face, he like stoops almost a full foot while putting his arm behind his back. He reaches for a horn, like one of the three instruments he has, rears back and just blows into it. And I will cast Scorching Ray on the thing.
Okay.
Ooh.
Guess I should target it. Ooh.
15 hits.
Okay. This will apply the sneaky thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2d6.
Ooh.
First one, then another one.
That hits.
What?
And then one more.
Oh my.
Yeah, with each like rear back and blow into the trumpet, one comes out one by one. I think that one misses, right?
That hits.
Oh, okay. Yeah, out of the end of the horn, just
Yo. You get another set of like
Yeah.
another set of them? Okay, yeah, let's see them.
It's the it's the bugbear provision. It's the I think at this point, after like the 3 huge blasts, he kind of like shuffles backwards, still deeply stooped over with an arm around his mouth, and just starts cackling wildly.
3 massive beams of fire strike into the body of this husk of a person. Um, uh, Holes just drilled through where worms are burning, falling to the ground. Incredible. Ember.
I Ember will trace a line in the air that will begin to burn. I am going to cast Flame Blade. grab that and then use that. Where is that? Yep, use that. To scorch a thing.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, I hurt you with that. I'm sorry. Let me. That was my bad. I gave that damage to you. I'm sorry. Let me heal you back up, buddy. There you go.
Oh.
Apparently, I stabbed myself in the. Well, with that damage roll, stabbed myself straight through the heart.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope, I've had it. I'm done. I'm out of here.
Oh man,
This
just
and no more.
huge swaths of worms, crisped and crunched from that.
That was a bonus action to cast and then action to attack.
Okay. All right. Rainier.
I'm gonna make this easy.
Rainier,
Mhm.
you smell the death coming off this thing. It is
Wow.
undead.
I don't get it very often.
Still hits.
Oh, sweet. Love that. Let's see, 1d6.
13. Incredible. Okay.
And then. Where'd you go? There we go. 1d6. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Final bolt races into it. The radiant energy detonating within. You see, like from the this is like from the movie Blade, right? As like they just burn away. This body just ashes, radiant, fiery ashes. Little worms land on the ground or crawling as they themselves turn into ash. There is just kind of like this pile of scorch marks on the ground. And you all hear movement coming from further within. Rainier, any further actions?
if I turn, do I see anything?
Not yet.
Shit. Okay. Then that's it.
Okay. Ragnarok, you would be outside of the jail at this point. Zol, did you enter in or like were you standing in the door
I'm
frame?
probably standing in the doorway, unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I would have gotten enough. Because getting in, I might not be able to do a ranged attack, so it would have to be some distance away.
Yeah. Okay. So, Ragnarok, you have 3 of your allies in your way. You're gonna have difficult terrain to get through. I mean, I know that's not the worst for you, but you're not gonna be able to get super far. I think it's 30 feet to the end of this, like to the end of the hallway. I think if you dashed for your turn, right, like movement
Yeah.
dash, you could probably get there.
I think instead I will cast, because I didn't do it today and that was dumb and I should have. I'll cast Long Strider on myself.
Okay.
And then I will. So now I have 50-foot movement, so it's 30 to get past them. I have an additional 20. Do I see anything?
Yeah, yeah, you hit the corner there. You see 3 more of these entities, these worm-like bodies, that are like pulling. Their hands are on the edge of the like jail cells that they're coming out of. With one of them that is in the hallway, that's head snaps towards you. You see they are in a nice-looking uniform that's a bit stained. What you can make out of their face, besides the worms, is patches of thinning brown hair.
How far away are they from me?
From you, right there,
Yeah.
30 down, maybe 15 feet.
15 feet. Okay. I will bonus action rage, and then that'll give me an additional 10 feet. I can move that, right?
Yeah.
Tight. And then I will just hold my ground.
Okay. So do you move the 10 feet closer to them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're 5 feet away from them. Okay. Cal. You see, looking in the building past your allies, you see Ragnarok rushing past everyone. You see them turn a corner, like they just yell, roar, and then run, and then cut a corner, and you don't see him anymore.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I would also yell. We got 3 more.
Hmm. I mean, I guess, push my way into the room, and that'll take all my movement, and then I'll just take the dodge action. Because presumably, like, I'm behind everyone as well, so it'll be the same difficult terrain for me to get through.
Correct. Yeah, the same difficult
Yeah.
terrain to get through without the extra speed boosts of the barbarian. Yeah, you'll get essentially ahead of Ember, but not
Okay.
down that hallway itself.
Okay, so even when I'm ahead of Ember, like all I can see is the same thing I saw from the back of the pack, which was Ragnarok turn a corner.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna take the dodge action.
Okay. Firm.
This entrance part is what's confusing me. Ragnarok ran around the corner.
Excuse me.
uh, I'm sorry. Within range.
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. God damn it. It's way too late, but I could have crawled on the ceiling. Son of a bitch.
Um, I'll just try to push past and see if I can catch like a foot of Ragnarok or something. Get close enough so I can
you'd have
see
to
like.
move if you want to get as far as you can. You have to move and then dash for an action, right? Because the difficult terrain of coming through everything is going to cut your initial movement down quite a bit.
Well, okay.
So it just depends. Like if you spend your whole turn moving, you can get to the end of this, like the end of this building, the end of the wall, to then be able to look and see what Ragnarok is looking at.
I am then just going to. Where's it at? Haste on Rainier.
Haste on Rainier. Okay.
And I will just use my regular movement to get as far into the door as I can.
Yeah, you can then fill in and spread out of the way in the room here. Okay.
Now Rainier looks like Rainier's on crack, so continue on.
Rainier's on crack, they say.
Just face, just covered in white powder sugar.
Okay. Okay. Ragnarok, one of these nasty boys, runs to meet you. Yeah. Oh, okay. I have. It would miss you anyway, but I have Ember targeted. Okay.
It's a cool little cinematic thing.
Stop trying to kill Ember Prime, please. Please.
We've been trying to
Please.
tell you this.
Please stop trying. If I hit this, is gonna ask her to do. Okay, good. It won't. Okay, cool. Then I'll need you to do a deck save, Ragnarok, which you see this worm flinging itself at you.
Gross.
Easy, just flash it in the air, ripping it in two. Excellent. Cool. It's all up in your business, right within melee range of you. Zaul.
Yeah, so we're essentially one by one in a hallway, right?
Well,
And
you've stacked yourselves one by one in the entrance into a
Yeah.
room, but did not then spread out. You are now spreading out.
right.
But heading down, you're gonna turn. You have enough movement now that you can get down there.
Yeah.
It will then be the hallway situation.
Yeah, so basically if it's like a square room and the hallway is on the left, then getting on the wall on the right. Right.
It
If I'm thinking
is
about the dimensions, right?
okay. Room
Yeah.
hallway, right?
Okay, so hallway's on the right. Okay. So yeah, I would move to like this corner in the
Yeah.
upper left.
Cool.
As I do, I will use bonus action to call out to Ember and say, "Okay, now it's time to get in there and fuck them up." And I'll cast Firebolt on whichever one is closest.
thought he said
Closest one.
fireball.
Yeah. Whichever one is closest. Gotcha.
Yeah, bolt.
Are you targeting yourself?
He is targeting
Potentially.
himself, but it's okay. 13 does hit these things.
He said, "Watch this, you guys."
Watch
Magic.
this.
I'm
Okay, hell yeah.
So yeah, you have Bardic Inspiration, Ember. You do not roll ones and twos right now, though. Just
Wait,
for
how
the
much I can though.
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Still stooped over, still clasping my horn.
Okay. Ember.
Whatever the closest one is. How far is it through the house?
From where you are, like it's using your roughly, like it's 20 feet of movement gets you to the back of the room to see down the hallway.
Ah, okay, perfect. I will do that. If I can close with one of those things, I will do so. Otherwise, I will drop.
Yeah, you won't be able to get close enough with Ragnarok in the way.
That's fine. I will drop the flame blade, which will just go out. I am not dropping concentration. I am dropping the actual blade. Because produce flame is not a concentration spell. I will pull a fireball to my hand and chuck it at whichever one I have the clearest line of sight towards.
Okay.
I have randomly selected one of them, but
Yeah, all you have to do is just roll. You don't have to target anything, right? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know how much cover it's got and all that jazz.
Oh no, you're good. 19 is gonna hit. Yeah.
Okay. This should be 2d8 damage. Yep.
Okay. Hell yeah. Anything else?
Do a spiritual weapon, which is also not constant. And I have only cast a cantrip, so I can do it. Yeah, I will go ahead and cast a second level spiritual weapon at the same one.
Hell yeah.
Might as well try to. No, I am not targeting myself. I am apparently still targeting myself, but it's a 27 to hit.
Yeah,
Gang,
definitely
gang.
hits these things.
For 8 force damage.
Okay, we're definitely gonna get Ember Prime one of these days.
I even have the like little arrows on this one, but it's still attacking me, I guess, because I had it when I cast the spell.
Anything else?
Nope, that was action, bonus action, and my movement.
Okay, yeah. I think it's targeting you at the top of the round every time, because I see on my screen I have you targeted.
This game's got art. You have to
It-
repair it too. Yeah.
Okay, Rainier.
Okay. He just shudders as that spell takes effect and is going to move to as close behind Ragnarok as he's able to get into the room. And which one is the one that is like right in front of Ragnarok?
It's the middle one, but like it doesn't matter, right? You
Okay.
tell me what you're doing.
Yeah. I'm targeting that one immediately. 1, 2, 3. That is it.
Yeah, definitely hits. You guys are probably always going to hit these things.
Oh my god.
Rimini.
Ride the lightning.
That's the first attack.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hold on. Right.
I don't even think if Rainier got a 1, they would miss, to be honest.
I actually don't know if they would. I mean, they would because of 1, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna re-roll that 3.
okay.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Hey.
Which turns that to a total of 18 for that
Total
damage.
18. Okay, huge.
And is that one
Bolts going
still
in. So, yeah,
still
still
up?
standing. Yeah, still
Okay,
standing.
so third attack on that one.
Pupils dilate.
12?
You will hit on 12.
Fuck
They
yeah!
dilate further.
Hell yeah. The third attack, that's your hasted attack, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Excellent. Just 3 bolts. Doof, doof, doof. This thing, again, burns away in radiant fire.
And as my bonus action, I am going to, because these things get nasty when they get close, Blood Curse of Binding on the farthest one back.
Okay, the farthest one back, that's the one that, as you look, has what looks to be like a constable's uniform. Those very worms are still pouring out of it. That you take a look and you're like, that's the fucking dad.
Okay, yeah. Hold that one in place. I'll amplify it. So this will last a minute, and I take 5 more points of damage.
Okay, they succeed.
Ah, fuck. Alright. That's okay. That's my turn.
Okay. Ragnarok. The one that was in front of you has burned to ashes.
How tall is this building?
Not very. I mean, it's single story. You are roughly like your character's how tall now?
Oh gosh, hold on. Does he even have it on here?
Yeah, it's roughly 10 feet tall.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that cool thing I was thinking isn't gonna work. So I lost my rage. So I'm gonna have to do that again. Um, that's my bonus action. And then I am choosing my claws again. I am still gonna do a fun thing though, which is to crawl. Wait, how wide is this area? Oh, it's pretty wide. So there's no issues of like clumping up, right?
You can't fit 2 by 2. It's a single hallway. It's I mean, it's a single hallway, so you can't be 2 by 2 in the thing. But like, if you want to crawl on the walls, you can
Yeah,
crawl
I
on
was
the
gonna
wall.
say if I hang from the ceiling, would that impose disadvantage on people trying to move through my space?
If you are crawling on the ceiling, then people could be under you, but not if you were like standing upside down, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I want to do that just to stay
Okay.
out of everyone's way, so they can get
Okay.
like up and close to this creature still.
Cool. You
Um,
corkscrew up to the ceiling. I assume making your way towards the enemy.
yeah, absolutely. And just kind of in like a circular motion to up the creep factor there. And I will attack.
Okay.
So I was given advantage, but um, so I have advantage from my danger sense. Does that waste the advantage from silvery barbs?
Silvery barbs is what the next thing,
I
right?
believe it's the next thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I believe its words are the next thing you do.
yeah,
And you don't get to choose when to use it. It's like the
yeah.
next action. So yeah, it would be used if you did something that would have used it.
Okay, cool. Then I am just gonna fight this thing. I just have a feeling I don't need to go reckless, so I'm not going
Yeah,
to.
with you being able to crawl, like you can bypass one of them and to get to the farthest guy, which is the constable.
Huh, that is an excellent proposition there. Um, yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Okay, cool. It
This is
just
gonna be
it
bad.
just clears the space a little bit. Yeah,
Yep.
cool.
I will make my way towards the big guy.
Okay,
'Cause
hell
that's
yeah.
what Ragnarok does. He separates from the team to take out the big bad.
One of the dudes tries to slash out at you and misses.
Okay, cool. I'm attacking the constable.
Okay.
Ah, I knew that was gonna happen too. That's what I get for not going reckless. All right, here we go again.
It's like somebody here has like reverse die.
Okay. Yeah, definitely
If
hits.
you had silvery barbs, wouldn't you
You
have advantage on
advantage.
that one?
I did
Yeah.
a deck save.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normal. Ooh, that feels good. And
Right. Okay.
then
Yeah.
last one.
What?
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, definitely hits.
Oh,
Hey. Come
Okay.
on, guys.
Yeah, just worms splattering in the hallway here.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. This one that you ran past runs down the hallway. I believe, Ember, you wanted to get the closest, correct? So you would be the next closest after Ragnarok moves. Is it correct?
I thought if anybody, I thought it was Rainier who got right behind Ragnarok.
I don't know that Rainier got
Uh,
right behind
I
Ragnarok
I
because they're
would have if
shooting.
if the spot was available, just to make sure we all had room to see.
Yeah. I mean, it's between you. Then it's between Rainier and Ember, whoever would have been closer in that moment. So which one of you wants to be the closest?
I'll take it.
Okay. A bunch of claws come out at you. First one is a miss. Second one looks like it's gonna hit you.
Add two.
I'll try my reaction to Curse of the Eyeless.
I was
Uh,
gonna say just use the 2+2 from haste.
Oh yeah,
uh,
that's right. I have a yes. I have my AC is currently 19.
AC 19. This still looks
Yeah.
like it's gonna hit you.
Okay, yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Okay.
There we go.
Ah.
That'll do it. That is a miss. Okay, they're not immune to that. Okay, cool. Okay, and I'll need a deck save from you.
You have advantage.
Advantage. Yep.
Easily as you dodge some of the worms launching themselves towards you. Okay, hell yeah. The constable and Ragnarok on the ceiling, hell yeah. This guy put like they have clawed hands. These are not real people at this point. One claw gets into the wall and uses the leverage to slash up at you. That is not going to hit you with your current armor class. Jesus Christ. That's a miss, and then a dexterity saving throw as well.
Yep.
Okay. Dodging the worms as well. Cal.
Am I able to see Ragnarok fighting the constable?
Yeah, if you are not at the end of the room, you have the space and room to push yourself there to look down the hallway.
Great. In the constable's space, I am going to create a bonfire.
Ooh, hell yeah.
He's just chilling. Then his feet catch on fire.
He's not chilling. I am attacking.
They are not chilled.
I'm just gonna. Oh well, there.
Yeah, you can either put the template down if you can't roll that, or you can roll your damage, separately for it.
That's weird. I did not push that button.
Okay, 12. That makes a save, right? Dex save, yeah.
Mm.
That's a failure.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
Whatever movement I can to back away from this wormed creature that has made it into the room I'm in.
Okay, yeah, it's currently held up the hallway leading to the room, like it's not in the room yet.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, backing up, excellent.
Yeah.
Firm.
You got concentration, so I gotta make sure I use the right spells here. Don't. Okay, yeah. Try to do the sort of same thing as Cal. Just sort of peek around the corner or at the edge of the room, see if I can see the the one I guess right in front of Rainier or the one in front of Ragnarok. I assume I can see the one in front of Rainier, definitely.
You can see them both.
Cool. And I will cast Firebolt on the one in front of Rainier.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Chong.
Yeah, that hits.
It did not add. Ah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I guess it's just 10, and then
Yeah, it's correct. It's a special thing if it adds extra damage.
yep, I don't have any bonus actions. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Zahoo.
On the one directly in front of Rainier. So currently, you know what? This it's not a bad move. I will cast. Well, first I'll do bonus action to give. Let's say, how far away is Ragnarok currently?
What's the distance on your for Bardic Inspiration? Isn't it like 60 feet or something?
60.
It's like
Yeah.
60 feet. Yeah, so it should be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I'll throw a Bardic Inspiration down to Ragnarok. Say, keep up the good work. And then I will blow my horn and cast Dissonant Whispers on the one in front of Rainier.
Okay.
Just a like horrible kind of trill. Let's do it on that one. It's fine.
What save does it need to do?
I'm gonna upcast it one. No, I'll leave it. Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yep.
What's your DC?
It is 16.
Passes.
Okay. So take half this.
Okay, hell yeah.
Okay. And that's my turn.
Ember.
Can I get up next to Ragnarok, or is there a way to hit them both with a cone without hitting Ragnarok?
Rainier is in front of you, and the enemy is in the hallway, so you won't be able to bypass them without
Okay.
some fancy maneuvering. If you step in front of Rainier, like if you kind of if you shove them out of the way, essentially, you could potentially cone two of them if that's what you're trying to do.
It is, but I'm not going to try to shove Rainier out of the way.
Okay.
I will just first off send the I'm gonna pull it onto the thing here.
Your spiritual weapon.
Yeah, my
Okay.
spiritual weapon. There it is. At the one in front of Rainier.
Okay.
I've lost. Oh, there it is. That's a nat one.
Okay.
It's okay. I will then throw another produce flame fire.
Okay.
It's there we go. Nope.
That actually hits these creatures.
Okay.
Oh,
For 11 points of fire
For
damage.
11 fire damage. Okay.
And I am once
Incredible.
again targeting myself.
Careful.
I don't know how
Careful
this
now.
keeps happening.
Careful now. I'll take a look at some of the settings after
it's
the
fine.
game. Okay, Rainier. Rainier, it occurs to you, right? These are undead entities of some kind, corruptions of humanity. It occurs to you as someone who is specialized in these kinds of beings that how fortunate for you that so many of your allies do fire damage to prevent these things from healing themselves. It occurs to you as you draw your crossbow.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll target the next one in front of me.
Okay.
One.
That poor thing. Just right in the face.
I'll roll that d10.
Okay.
Oh. Ooh. So that's 19.
19. Okay.
Okay. Second.
Yum. Hits.
Oh.
Gee.
And third attack.
Oops. Definitely hits.
It just kept getting bigger numbers.
Once more, the final bolt just. All that's left is the constable that Ragnarok is fighting.
I think that'll be it for my turn.
Okay. Ragnarok, it is you.
I am going to not moving out of his space, just crawl behind him in case anyone so I'm not blocking anyone's line of vision.
Yeah.
And then attack. Again, not reckless. There it is. Hey.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
definitely.
This feels so good.
I feel like that's the third 6 in a row.
I believe it is actually.
That's a hit.
I had to stop eventually. Last hit. Sorry, last hit of my claws.
Of my claws.
Let's be very clear. So now that Rainier's hitting 3 times, taking my one thing.
Okay. Slash, slash, slash.
Fran.
You've cleared a lot of worms off of the skin. You see just the holes where they are moving in and out of. This thing is like stumbling in its space. It is barely holding itself together.
But still alive, and that's when I bring out the fangs.
Wow.
Oh,
The
goes in for the
blade
bite.
divided.
Oh yeah, I don't know that you want to. Oh.
Oh yeah, when he shifted, he's like super I forgot the word, rational. Ah, so close. 10.
That's a hit.
Oh my god. Alright, 10 damage.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
You rip in to the constable's form, pulling away a chunk and some worm. I am gonna ask you to make a save because you're biting this thing.
That's
Um,
absolutely
it-
fair.
it's not it's not a deck save. This is gonna be a Constitution save, which you're very good at.
Yeah, but I don't have advantage.
Oh boo.
Oh no.
Okay,
Alright, 16, yeah.
you spit out a mouthful of the worms before they're able to burrow down your throat.
Oh,
You just hear fucking Ragnarok.
the dog vomiting.
The constable collapses against the wall. You see it like looks around for a moment and then burns as well, leaving nothing but ashy, wormy remains.
I was gonna ask to do some, but it's better that I don't.
um, Quiet fills the jail. You can hear some distance away. Dad?
Does he have like a badge or a hat or anything?
Um, he would, were his form not fully consumed in unholy fire.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna give a shout back. Just stay out there. Hold on. And I think the passage. It has more beyond. I'm assuming.
It you see if you take a few steps forward, the light illuminating, filling in the shadows where your dark vision doesn't quite pull the detail. Back here are just jail cells. You've passed through what is like the general office area to get back to this location. Each of the jail cells remain lie empty, but there is uh, markings in like ash or charcoal on the floor and walls in these jail cells. Um, uh, what does anybody know? Like infernal or abyssal.
I believe I do.
Eh,
I know both.
Okay.
nice.
These are, I mean, what you all recognize this to be like demonic runic patterns, but there is just markings and writings in both infernal and abyssal that are just speaking to the worship of Orcus, of life to death, of rebirth, of a darkness swallowing the land.
This isn't good.
No. And not terribly unrelated to what we've already been looking over. Are the jail cells locked?
They are open as the entities came out of them.
I'm going to disrupt the sigils on the ground.
Sure. Yeah, easily done. They're not scraped in or anything. They're just written in. You're able to, through hand and boot, disrupt them.
And look around for the token that that Darla had mentioned.
Looking around here in the jail cell area, you don't see anything like that here. But you did pass by some what is clearly like the desk of the person that works in this area, back in the main room.
Okay, yeah, I'll go. I'll check that out. Invite others to come and look as well.
Cool. There's no rolls to be made because you are opening drawers and looking through things, so you will find what is there. Um, you find two things. You find both a journal and uh, a small obsidian statue that is. It's not carved with detail of a demon or devil, but it is like an ancient relic of a civilization that would have carved something like this in roughshod. It is clearly like horned markings. You recognize this to be like this is like a very uh, poorly carved construct of Orcus.
Mm.
But it doesn't need to be detailed to hold power. Even in your hand, you can feel evil and malevolence emanating from this object. And the journal um, details the constable's obsession with the occult and ostensibly the weeks of his madness before the reading becomes mostly kind of illegible. You can see the pattern of his downfall, and it all definitely coincides with his receipt of this wondrous token that he purchased one day.
I'd like to go outside to Darla.
Sure, you step outside. She has the lantern. She has very nervous look on her face. She says, "I heard, I heard fighting, but I don't see my dad."
Yeah. Um, Unfortunately, you were right. Your dad was into some dark stuff, and uh, he became, for lack of a better term, possessed by these worm-like creatures. By the time we were there, he wasn't alive anymore. Not in your typical sense. Um, I'm very sorry, but we had to stop him before he could infect others.
I, I, I don't understand how did this happen?
I, I don't have the house specifically, but it's very likely linked to the windows, to the coin that he purchased from that traveler.
I want to see him.
I don't know if that's the best idea.
He's my dad. Okay, I mean, for better or for worse.
I won't stop you, but I do believe you need to be prepared for what you're about to see. And
She
No.
nods, but is
and
she wants to know.
and
Zal will
no,
scoot his way up next to you and say, "Dear, you may not want to see it in there. It's
what's
quite."
I think what you need to understand is if you see him like this, then that will be the last memory that you have of him that will forever mar any way that you see him in the future. It's probably best just to keep the memories that you have of him now.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Tight. Good advantage. You know what? I will use my own inspiration on it. I've got one left. No. All right. Well, the dice gods have spoken.
Hey, 13's not. You know, you don't know what your DC is here, right? No, you've spoken. You've spoken very wisely to this person. They look at you.
Oh
and
wait, I'm sorry. I still have bardic inspiration, and I'm just gonna roll that right now. It's a D8, right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Tight. There we go. 17.
Yeah.
Feels much better.
I feel more confident in the 17. She looks at you, nods, and says, "It's that bad?"
It's that bad. I'll put a comforting hand on her shoulder. Believe me, it's, it's for the best.
You see in that moment, she, the like whatever's been holding her together kind of falls apart. She doesn't know you, but you're big and strong and comforting in this moment, and she just kind of curls into you, and you can just feel her like dry sobbing into your chest.
Yeah. I'll hold her and just because he's an animal, gently pet her head for comfort.
It's just like a few moments of that, right? And then she breathes, steadies herself, steals her heart. Thank you, all of you. I don't know what those things were. I only saw the one, but if they had gotten out of here, if we had gotten in, this could have been bad. I'm glad you all showed up.
I'm really sorry that wasn't a better outcome.
Sometimes losing someone, sometimes this happens in the world. But it's not your fault, it's not my fault. There are dark forces out there, and we're better off knowing that there's people like you, like all of you, to help stand between us and what's out there in the shadows.
If it brings any comfort, we believe this is connected to a larger investigation, and if it is, know that we will avenge your father.
I hope so. I hope somewhere there can be comfort for him.
Ragnarok, are they done investigating in there?
I guess I can check.
Would you
Are
go
you
check for a moment?
are you okay? He's turning to Darla.
Yeah, she nods.
Okay. I'll head back in.
Yeah, I like again, I'm stooped forward like unnaturally as if I have like a bad back and like lean forward to like take her hand and say, while they finish up in there, will you perhaps we will take a walk and you could tell me a story or two about your father. Something remember. Yes?
She looks at you. Man, you all are so strange and weird looking. And
Yeah,
I
he
just,
goes, apologies," and he runs a hand over his face as the mask goes invisible, and then smiles widely.
I don't know that that's better, but I
It's the
honestly,
best I can do, dear.
I'm kind of into the whole menagerie of wonder you all have going on. Yeah, I have a couple good memories of Dad.
I'll turn to like the nearest person and say, "We're going to go for a small walk. Are you all capable of cleaning up in there, or?"
Yeah.
I think we'll be fine.
All right, we will be back reasonably shortly. He like holds out his arm for her for her to take it.
Yeah,
His like walking gait is completely different. Like he's kind of like shuffling as if his like knees hurt.
um, she walks with you, um, just kind of mindlessly like down the main thoroughfare town, and then just kicks back around and comes back through again. Yeah, and she shares memories of her dad as when she was a child. Some of the happier times, things where he taught her how to be self-sufficient. How to defend yourself from people that are going to try to take from you in life, and that no matter what, there is justice in this world. And she shared those memories with you.
Yeah, Zal is largely silent, occasionally asking mostly questions about like, playing up like, quite your father was quite a hero, or like, like a noble sheriff.
hmm are you looking for any additional like
No,
information from her? Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I think Zal could, but he's not.
Yeah.
This one
Yeah.
is about he'd like to know more about the person.
Yeah. She shares good memories. She shares a few um she shares a few details about like his obsession with the occult a little
Yeah.
bit, but she doesn't know like all the details. She just knows like he was getting into some weird shit at the end.
hmm Yeah, that's sufficient. Not really trying to get anything out of this. Just both as a like Zal interested in who he was, but also just trying to do a kindness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially because the work in there is probably fucking grim right now.
um, in the jail, I mean, there's primarily just scorch marks where these entities had been burnt with radiant holy fire. There isn't much to clean up as far as their remains goes. You found the token and the journal kind of just detailing some of the events that give you just a little bit better, clearer picture of what happened. But the reality is they fucked with something that was far darker than they could have realized.
How shall we? These plans are connected.
Well, I mean, if the constable had been offered any sort of prophetic vision, like he notes in the book, we are staring down the barrel of a black celestial body that is supposed to be the harbinger of death and destruction, right? That and folks like these uh, who find tokens like these, it's sort of par for course. They'll find places, times where they can best take advantage of weakened people.
I think my biggest concern is now we have Olcus involved. Before we just had the name Atropus.
I do think the heavens intend on raining down on us.
Has anyone touched the coin yet?
I think it's been handled since we had to pull it out of the drawer.
Okay.
But
Yeah, and
okay,
it's like a obsidian stone carving, not a coin.
Oh, sorry. Okay, never mind then.
we should destroy it if we can.
Agreed.
And I think we should burn this book.
Sure, we shouldn't keep it.
I don't know what else we could get from it, and if someone else were reading it, I don't know if it'll give anybody else ideas.
If there's nothing else to be learned, then I agree with burning it, but it seems like something that might be important to reference it at some point if these are connected.
Make anybody who wanted to have like read or listened to pieces of the journal, go ahead and make just flat intelligence checks. Sorry, investigation checks.
I'm always down to roll something.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh,
Okay. um, Firm, in this journal, there's no mention of the Atropole. Nothing about anything that the Children of the Dark Sire represent, as far as you're aware, except for death. It seems that the connection here is that Orcus would benefit from massive death and destruction. But looking over the journal, seeing the runes, hearing them translated and everything, this doesn't seem related. This seems just something gone wrong.
Hmm. Well,
well, if that's true, then it just seems that Orcus is um fuck, I lost the word. Sorry, give me a second. Opportunist. In any case, I agree with burning the book.
yeah. Sounds like
Yeah.
it's a good move.
All right.
Um, Many of you know fire. There's a trash can right here. You can just light the journal and drop it in. It will burn and not burn down the building.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we trying not to burn down the building? I'll end
Fine.
concentration on my bonfire.
That's been going this whole time.
Oh boy, I forgot about your bonfire.
I will drop haste.
And
Yeah, it's not fun.
hands on the desk and breathing hard.
I will start shadow boxing with Rainier. Who's the tough guy now, huh?
Oh fuck! Shit, I'm too old. Go away.
Oh,
We
come on,
gotta
you'll snap back.
hammer. We gotta break this. Pick up
Break
the
what?
token.
Oh.
I think if Ember Prime is up for it, I'll put that in her hands to just batter into the street, probably.
You can just drop that right there. I don't want to touch that.
Will do.
Yeah, then I will hammer it into
Is
one
your
of those like grinding. Yeah, you put the penny in the machine and you like turn the crank and it.
what are you using to try to do this?
I have the flame blade, and if that won't melt it, I can cast magic weapon on my mace and do that.
Yeah, the flame blade does not seem to mar this significantly. But the moment that you magic your hammer, something that you are wielding, there seems to be more of a holy eminence to that than the flame blade would give. And you're able to first strike crack, second strike break, third strike crumble. There's a kind of a hiss and a whisper as a little bit of black smoke just rises up and then dissipates into the air.
Can I make cleanup with prestidigitation?
You can clean up with prestidigitation.
Yeah.
You all find rest at the inn for the evening. Should you wish to exchange horses in the morning, he will offer an exchange of horse, uh, but he will ask for some coinage to do so.
Yeah, it was just kind of a flavor thing. If it's something that is necessary for their health, I'll do it. But if not, then it's fine.
Not necessary, but if you wanted to, he would. But he would ask for payment as they've been run.
Yeah.
But it's for you all mechanically, it's not necessary.
Okay. Then if they're fine, we'll just go.
Okay, cool. They're well fed, well rested, brushed, and cleaned, ready for the journey ahead. And we'll pick up on day 5 next time we play.